Hello, everyone. Happy Computer Science Education Week, and welcome to today's Hour of AI. And our Hour of AI for today is called The First Night. So, just to introduce ourselves, my name is Sarah. I am a trainer here with Logix Academy, and when I'm not doing that, I work on all kinds of computer solutions for the learning department at a big museum here in Toronto, where I am. And Dan, do you want to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Sarah. Hi, everyone. My name's Dan Noble. I'm a Minecraft education consultant and developer and part of the extended team here at Logic. So basically, my whole day is doing stuff in Minecraft or making custom things for Minecraft. Like today, I was working on a reindeer with a sleigh. So that's pretty cool. I have to say, I'm very lucky to do the stuff that I have as a career now. So it's pretty cool.
That is
Anyway, I'm
amazing.
located in Dumfries, Scotland here.
I cannot wait to see your reindeer. So here's how today is going to work, everyone. Obviously, you can see and hear us, but we can't see and hear you, but we still want to hear from you. So the way that you're going to do that is you are going to go to any browser window and you're going to type in bit.ly/logicsmc form, like Minecraft form. And that is going to take you to the form where you can put in your questions that you have for us or the answers to the questions that we have for you. And here's the first really important set of questions that we have. We would like to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being completely new, 10 being you could be leading this training, let us know what is your level of Minecraft experience. And this part's really important. What device are you using today? Are you on a PC, a Chromebook, or an iPad? And if your answer is iPad, how many buttons do you see on the right-hand side of your iPad? So while you were going ahead and testing out that form and putting in the answers to those questions, Dan, what is your Minecraft experience level?
Well, I used to think I was a 10 and now I know better. So Minecraft is a journey. I'm constantly learning new things from students such as yourselves out there and from other educators and Minecraft sphere such as Sarah. And that it really is the magic of Minecraft is that there's always something new to learn because there's always multiple ways of doing things. So I think it's the funnest thing about my job is always learning new Minecraft techniques. What about you, Sarah?
I would say about the same. Once I started building Minecraft worlds, I discovered that I thought I was an expert, but I really wasn't because there was always more to learn. And there's something for everyone. If you are really big on engineering, there's redstone. If you're really big on building and design, there's creative mode. So there's kind of something for everyone in Minecraft, which I think is the
Mhm.
coolest thing about it. Okay, looks like we have a lot of Chromebooks. That is
Mhm.
excellent. Okay, so if you are on Chromebook, just a quick review of your movement controls. So we move around using W, A, S, and D under the left hand. That is going to let us move around the world. We look around with, for me, I am on a mouse, so I'm going to be referring to that a lot. But if you are on a Chromebook, you have your trackpad. So you can look around by sliding around on the trackpad. And when I say right click, that's going to be a 1 finger tap on a Chromebook. When I say left click, that is going to be 2 fingers. Your little bunny
Isn't
ears.
that the other way around?
Right click, left click.
I always get them mixed up.
Yep. If it doesn't work, it's the other way
It's
around.
muscle memory, right?
It is muscle memory. Okay. And again, if you need to get back to that form, it's always at bit.ly/logicsmc form. And Dan, maybe you can pop that up on the screen.
Yeah, definitely.
But I know everyone is anxious to get into Minecraft, so we are going to be doing that next. So I am going to switch views and I'm going to switch over to my Minecraft. And we are about to head in. Now, before we head in, one of the things that we have found from going through this a few times, actually, there's one more question that I have for you. We will come back to that, is that everyone learns a little bit differently. So we invite you to follow along with us, but if you learn better by just watching and doing things on your own later, that is absolutely okay. You can do that. So don't feel stressed out, feeling that you need to be doing exactly what we're doing exactly when you're doing it. Go at the pace that is right for you, because this is supposed to be a fun time. It's not supposed to be stressful. So do what works for you. Now, as we head in, there is one more question that we had for you. And that is today is all about AI, and we're going to be training an AI in Minecraft. So we have a couple of questions for you to kind of get you thinking about AI. You do not have to answer all three. You can pick just one. And teachers, you can pick one if you are relaying in answers for your class as well. So your first option is, what do you think a robot can learn to do? Or you can tell us if you've ever used an AI or a smart device before. Or you can tell us what is one thing that you would like to train an AI to do for you. So while you are thinking about it and while you are putting your answers in or telling it to your teacher so they can relay the answers for you, Dan, which of these ones would you answer?
Oh, number three. So I'd like AI to do all the things that I don't really want to do. Like take the garbage bins out to the side of the road and then collect them and bring them back in, and also chase them down the wind when the wind blows them down the street. That would be just lovely. How about you, Sarah?
I feel the same way. I think that AI should be there to do kind of those tedious and monotonous things that have to be done but don't have thought or brain power, so that that frees up our thought and brain power to do the fun, creative things and the critical thinking, and to be artistic and discover things. So that is what I think. And I think our friends are ready to get
Hmm.
going. So we're going to go into our Minecraft and we're going to show you how to get to the world that we're going to be using today. So what you're going to do is, from your screen that we load in on, you're going to go to the middle button where it says new and featured. I will go over this twice just in case you need it. So we're going to click on, and the world that we are looking for is usually in the second row. It's the first one in the second row. It's called Hour of AI, the First Night. We do get a lot of questions about this. We are not sharing a world today. Every Minecraft lesson has a different way that's best to do it. This one is best done with everyone in their own copy of the world on their own device. It means everybody gets a chance to do the coding and the training for our AI. So if you are here, you can click on that. I will run over it one more time for those who need it. So we're going to go to new and featured. Oh, Midvale, you want the AI to clean your room. I agree. That would be a great use for our AI. All right, so new and featured, and we are going to go to Hour of AI. And once you click on it, you'll see a screen that looks like this. You are going to go ahead and you are going to create world. So I'm going to click that button, and it usually loads fairly quickly for me. Depending on your devices that you're using and your school's Wi-Fi, this might take a little bit longer for you. If it's taking a little bit longer, just be patient. It's going to come up eventually. All right, and now we have our loading screen. And we are going to click to start. I am going to right click, and I believe if you are on a Chromebook, it's the one finger tap. If that's wrong, it'll be two fingers the other way around. I think it's the one finger tap. All right, so let's click. And this is a really important decision. So it's asking what coding language we're going to use. And we're going to choose the first one for today. We're going to choose blocks. So Python is a different coding language. It's a lot more advanced. It's text-based. So you don't want to choose that one right away. You can go back to an hour of AI or an hour of code when you've done it already in blocks and try Python. But I would not recommend doing it in Python the first time. We can't support you in that. And if it's your first time coding, it's going to be really confusing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to choose blocks. So we're going to click on it. And now we have to choose a player. And Dan is going to be our player for today. So Dan, I am going to let you choose what our
All
player is going
right.
to look like.
So I'm going to cover my eyes and you click through really fast and I'll tell you when to stop.
Okay.
All right. And stop.
Okay.
All
This
right,
is a
cool.
new one. We haven't had this one before. All right. Once you are happy with what your player looks like, you're going to go ahead and you are going to click on accept. So now I get to take my hands off the keyboard because we have a little bit of an opening scene. So in this world, we get to use our Minecraft agent, which if you've ever done an hour of code before, you'll be pretty familiar with already. Mine's sitting up on my shelf back there with some sunglasses on, and Dan has his with him. So, our agent in this world's a little bit different. Our agent is an AI, and we're going to have to train it to help us survive the first night in Minecraft. So, when you play survival Minecraft, the first night can be pretty scary sometimes, especially if you're not used to it. And so, this little opening animation is going through everything that we are going to have to do and everything that we're going to have to teach our agent to do in order to survive the first night. So we can see there's a lot of steps. We may not get through it all in the hour that we have together, but we are definitely going to get far enough that you know what to do to finish it on your own, even if we don't get all the way there. But we're going to do our best. We're going to try. Making a bed, very important for surviving that first night. Otherwise, it's really long until morning. That sheep did not want to be sheared. All right, I think there's something missing on this shelter. You definitely want a door to keep all of these guys out. When I first played Minecraft, I knew nothing. I did not know that monsters would come out at night. My first house in Minecraft was a box of dirt, and it got blown up pretty fast by a creeper.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think everyone experiences, that terror of encountering your first creeper as it sneaks up behind you and goes, "Ss."
Especially when you have no idea that creepers exist.
Yeah.
And then one's there. Hello, friend. Oh, not friend, not friend.
Yeah.
All right. So we have some instructions on our screen. We have to punch a tree. So we got to go toward that tree. I'm going to use my W, A, S, and D keys. If you can do that too, because you will have a keyboard. And if you are on a touch screen, there should be a joystick in the bottom right-hand corner. And we have a friend. Our agent says, hello, is anybody here? Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was alone out here. What are you doing? We just click on next to go through the dialogue.
What am I doing? You must be new around here. The sun's setting and I need to get ready before nightfall.
Nightfall? What happens at night?
You really are new around here. Night is when the mobs come out. You don't want to be around when that happens.
Actually, yes, I am a new AI player, and I don't know what's going on.
An AI player. What's AI?
AI is short for artificial intelligence. I'm a computer that has the ability to copy human-like actions, such as learning new things and solving problems.
Cool, that means you can help me prepare for the night.
Yes, I can do that. To learn something new, I need to be trained on how to do it. Will you teach me to get through my first night?
Of course I'll help you. Check it out. I've got the player's guide to the first night in Minecraft right here. This will tell us everything we need to know. Let's go.
Okay, now a lot of stuff happened there. We have learned that we have an AI with us, but AIs don't come into existence knowing everything. You have to train them and program them on the things that they need to know. That's what we're going to be doing together today. And we do have this little book in our inventory. So I'm using the scroll wheel on my mouse to get it. You can also use the number keys. So this is in the first spot in our inventory. That would be number 1. And I am going to right click with it, and that shows us every single recipe that we are going to need to know in the game. So if you ever can't remember something, it is going to be in here. But there's lots of other ways to get that too. So we're going to be going over everything as we go. And now we have an instruction on the tree. We have to punch a tree. So we're going to go close to that tree. I am going to hold down left click. If you are on an iPad, you just press and hold. And if you're on a Chromebook, I believe this is the 2-finger tap. And if I'm wrong, it's the opposite way. We have our piece of wood and our agent has a question. So I'm going to right click on the agent who says, what are you doing?
The book says, step 1, collect wood. To collect wood, find a tree and break the logs, collecting the wood that drops. It's not very hard, but it is very time consuming.
I would like to help you collect wood. I think my mini agents and I might be very good at it. But what is wood? One of the ways I learn is through classification, which means that I learn to sort data into groups. I need to classify which blocks are wood. Is that oak log block you have wood? Yeah, so this is how we teach our agent. This is our code builder. So what we are looking at right here is the kind of lighter gray space. That's our workbench. That's where we build our code for our agent. And the darker space down the left-hand side, that's our toolbox. That holds all the pieces of code that we can put together to tell our agent something. And up at the top, those are the instructions. So if you're ever not sure what to do, or if you're keeping going in the world after our time together today, that tells you what you need to do. There's a really handy tool up in the top right corner called Immersive Reader. So if you're stuck on any of the words, this will actually read the text for you.
Train the agent on what wood is.
And this is probably my favorite feature. See this light bulb right here, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
You know what that does?
I believe that gives us hints.
Yeah. So if you're ever stuck, go to the light bulb. It will tell you what you need to do next. Okay, so for now, we are going to start training our agent. And if you have questions, either you or your teachers can use that form to relay them as well. We are paying attention to the answers that are coming in. So the first thing we got to do is get the block that is going to tell our agent what to do. And that's this blue one right here that says classify something as wood. We'll worry about the something in a minute. So I'm going to grab it just by holding down my left click and dragging it over. So usually on touchpads or trackpads, it's just press and hold and drag. So now we're telling our agent it's going to classify wood. Now we just have to tell it what to classify as wood. And we have 4 options. You can see the oval and the oval here. So the oval goes in the oval. This is a great thing about Code Builder. It shows you what fits together where. So we have 4 options, Dan. We have oak log, grass, lava, and soul sand. So what are we going to tell our agent is wood?
Let's tell it the wrong thing just to see what happens. Let's grab some lava.
Okay, so lava is wood. And to run our code, we click on the green button in the bottom right corner. So I'm going to do that right now. And it's not right. So this is the neat thing about this. You don't have to worry or stress about getting the wrong answer, because if you get it wrong, you can always go back and try again. That's a really important skill in coding called debugging. So when something's not right, you got to go back, figure out where the problem is, and then fix it. So Dan, how do we fix it?
All right, so we're going to grab the oak log.
So now we're telling our agent, when you see an oak log, that's wood. And we're going to click on our start button. That ding is a good sign. It means we did something right. The agent says, thank you. Now I know that oak log blocks are wood. I can help you collect some. Would you like me to collect more wood?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. All right, so if it's not working when they open the code builder, if you can give us a little bit more detail, we can help maybe point you in the right direction. But the first thing you want to do is click on that hint light bulb and see if that will help you figure out why it's not working. And the agent says that it has collected all of the wood.
We're going to need more than that. Luckily, there's still more wood out there. See those birch trees over there?
Okay, our agent sees something. We are going to follow it. Now, every so often with the code builder, we run into a few different bugs. They're very rare, but they do happen. Sometimes when the code builder tries to launch, it just doesn't, and you get either a white screen or it's forever loading. Usually the best thing to do at that point is to exit out of the world and load a new copy. Usually it'll work far in, so it shouldn't take too long to catch up if you need to try that too. All right, so I'm going to right click on my agent to interact with it. Who says, yes, I see them. Interesting. Those blocks are similar to the oak log blocks we collected. Are the birch log blocks a type of wood? Okay, we have our code builder again. So we've got our training module. We have what we've already taught our agent to do. It remembered that part. But now we have a new type of wood. And we have to tell our agent that that is also wood. So you see where the birch log is?
Mm-hmm.
Going to grab that. And we're going to move that in. And when it gets close enough, it should just lock in. Again, we can always use our hint button to check and see what we need to do if we're not sure. And for now, we can go ahead and we can click on that button. Perfect. We can sort blocks into two groups, wood and not wood. This is called binary classification. So binary means two. In this case, wood, not wood. I use an algorithm, a step-by-step process to do the sorting. An algorithm is a really big, important word in computer science, but really all it means is step-by-step process. So, Dan, have you ever followed a recipe in the kitchen?
I have, to equal parts success and absolute disastrous failure. If we
So
had more time, I'd tell you about the time I tried to make deviled eggs.
Oh, no. So when you follow a recipe, you are actually following a cooking algorithm. An algorithm is just a step-by-step set of instructions, but your experience probably tells you that if that step-by-step set of instructions is not clear, if somebody didn't do that step-by-step process right, it's going to fail. And the same thing is true in computer science. Our agent's very literal. It will do exactly what we tell it to do, which is why we have to make sure that what we're telling it to do is actually what we want it to do.
It's a lot easier to fix here, though, than it is in the kitchen.
Especially if you have a lot of eggs involved. All right. Yes, agent, please collect more wood for us. I would like to see the tiny lumberjacks again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there. Oh, they're so fast. Good job, buddies. Oh, he sees something. We better follow him. All right, we're going to keep following him. Oh, there is another type of tree over here, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's talk to our agent again. And again, I'm just using right click to talk. If you're on a trackpad, that's going to be a short tap. And make sure that you're close enough to the agent that you can actually reach him too. Otherwise, tapping will do nothing. Okay, I've already learned to look for patterns and sort things into groups. Using classification, I see another block nearby. It looks like wood. Would you please tell me if this is correct? So again, this is important. We always have to check the data that we're using with the AI to make sure that it's accurate. Otherwise, your AI could start spitting out some wrong information. And a lot of people don't actually do the important step of checking to make sure that it is actually correct. So let's tell our agent, okay, we've got the oak. Now we have acacia. So we're going to add our third type of wood in here. Now, one other thing that you might try if you're still having trouble with the code builder, we have an X up here. You can always try closing it and then opening it again. We do that by pushing C if you're on a keyboard, or the little button at the top of the screen that looks like the agent if you're on an iPad. So now I'm going to go ahead, now that I've got my 3 different types of wood in there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the play button. And we got the ding. It's a good sign. The agent says, "Thank you. Would you like me to collect more wood?" And I say, yes, we would. And there they go. Tiny lumberjacks away. I love their little flannels.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite part so far. All right, come back, buddy. There you go. All right, we have lots of wood now. And time is passing. We have started off in the morning, but we are heading toward that first night. Okay, so now we get to make stuff. We've learned what wood is, we've classified it. Now, what do we do next?
So the book says, step 2, build a crafting table. To build a crafting table, you will need wood planks. You can make wood planks out of logs.
We have a log now. Can you show me how to make planks with it? Okay, so we can check the recipe in the book if we're not sure. So that's always going to be in there. And we are going to open up our inventory to actually make the planks. Now, I'm on a keyboard, so I used E to open up my inventory. If you are on an iPad, you are going to look for the 3 dots on the inventory hotbar on the bottom of the screen. So now we have 2 things here. We have our crafting window on the right-hand side that has our inventory below it. That's everything we're carrying around. And on the left-hand side, this is our recipe book. So this can really help you. If you are not like me and Dan, who've played Minecraft so many times, we know all these recipes already, this can help you out a lot. So if you are stuck and you're not sure what to do, we want to make planks. You can click on planks and it'll show you what the recipe is. You are going to have to remember the recipe though, because our agent needs to learn it next. And then if you are like me and Dan, we're just going to take the oak log and we're going to plonk it down in any of the 4 squares, as long as it's just 1 square. And that is going to give us our planks. And we get it by taking it out of that output window. So now we got 4 planks. And our agent has something to say. How we made that. So now we're not classifying. Now we have a new block that says craft with and crafting grid. So first we have to tell the agent what to make these planks out of. So we have oak log, birch log, acacia log, lava, and soul sand. So Dan, which one are we going to use?
We could probably use any of the logs, right? So let's try an acacia one.
Okay. I don't think we've tried any of the other
No,
logs
I
yet.
don't think we have.
Yeah. Okay, and then we need to remember the recipe. So our recipe for planks, probably the easiest one in the game. What is the recipe for planks?
So if I were to forget what that recipe was, which occasionally happens, I could check my light bulb. So let's maybe check there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's just the 1 square. It can actually be any of the squares.
Yep. So it could
But
be
just one.
there, or it could be there, or it could be there. Just not like that. We got to have
No.
only one. Okay. So this is looking pretty good. I'm curious to see what happens because we haven't used acacia yet. But let's see. Let's push that green button and find out. It worked. Okay, so now we have a new mission. We have to make a crafting table. That's going to help us make some of, the more complicated things. So we open up our inventory again. On an iPad, you push the 3 dots next to your hotbar. And now we have to make a crafting table. Again, if you're not sure, you can say, hey, crafting table, and click on that, and it'll fill the recipe for you. Or, again, if you're like us and you want to be independent, you can take your planks and you're going to put 1 plank into each of these squares. So I like to pick everything up and then hold down and slide around, and it's going to drop 1 into each of these. If you are on an iPad, you're going to tap the thing and you are going to put it into each of the different spots. So it's like tap, 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 and off you go. And then, once you see the crafting table in the output window, you can grab it. There we go. I figured out that thing that keeps happening to us, Dan. When we take too long, it resets our inventory for us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why we have another log now. All right, so we're going to put our crafting table down. I'm going to right click. If you are on any kind of touch device, it's just a short tap, but make sure that the crafting table's in your hand. So I do that by using my scroll wheel on my mouse. You can also use the numbers 1 to 3 if you're on a keyboard, or you just touch the thing you want to have in your hand if you're on an iPad. All right, crafting table's down. Agent's interested. You did it! By watching you, I believe I've learned how to craft a crafting table too. However, it's important that you verify this to make sure I don't have the wrong information. Would you please train me how to make a crafting table? So again, that verification step, really important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've only got 1 option for the material this time. So we're going to take our wood and we're going to drop it in, oval and oval. And now with our crafting grid, Dan, do you remember what we have to fill in order to make that crafting table?
Yes. It's all 4 squares this time.
Mm-hmm. So all 4. And remember, if you can't remember, you can always use the hint. That's there to help you. Okay, so that's looking pretty good, I think. We're going to click on our start button. The ding was a good sign. I think our agent knows what to do. It just takes him a little bit of time to do it. And boom, crafting table.
Now the book says, use a crafting table to make wood tools. Wood tools are made up of planks and sticks.
Okay, so we're going to use our crafting table this time. So we right click on the crafting table or short tap if you are on a tappy device. And now we have a bigger window. We don't just have the 2x2, we now have 3x3. So first we got to make some sticks. So let's do that. And to make sticks, we are going to take our planks and we're going to put them one on top of the other. And that could be anywhere as long as it's in that order. Can't do it out of that order, it's not going to work. So one on top of the other, and then we've got sticks. I'm actually going to click twice so that I can get 8 sticks. I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
All right, did you get that, Agent? Sticks. Can you show me how to make sticks? Hi, Sherry. Okay, so we have our materials. Can we make sticks out of cobblestone?
No, not as such.
No. So we got to get our wood. We're going to use wood to craft our sticks. And then, do we remember the recipe?
All right, so we're going to pick 2 squares, one on top of each other. It can be anywhere in that grid.
Yep, as long as it's one above the other. Okay, so sticks. Check. Let's keep going. Looks like the agent picked up what we were doing. You gonna make a stick, buddy? Let's see. Yay, it's got a stick.
All right, now that we have our planks and sticks, we can make our tools.
Tools, awesome. What are tools? I want to learn how to craft wood into tools. Can you train me to craft tools? Yeah. All right, so we got to go back to our handy dandy crafting table. So I'm going to right click on it. And we have some tools to make. So again, if you are not sure of the recipe, you can always just click on the tool and it will fill in the recipe for you. Just keep it in your brain because you're going to need to train the agent. Tools have a pattern though. So tools always have a handle. And then what you put on top of the handle changes what the tool is. So just one block on top gives us the shovel. Then if I rebuild the handle, but I put a block all the way across the top, so we have a T, I get a pickaxe. And then make the handle again. Always start with the handle. If I put 3 blocks in kind of a little triangle shape, I get an axe. And again, if you're not sure or if that went a little fast, you can always click on the button and it will show you how to make each of these tools. But I think we're good. We've got all 3 tools. So once you have all 3, we can talk to our agent again. And the agent says, by following your steps, I've identified a structured process for crafting tools. Can you verify my work for me? I think we can do that. All right, because there is a pattern to making tools. Oh, so let's make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so we have 2 things that we make our tools out of. So we have 2 of these craft with blocks. So out of our options, wood, lava, soul sand, sticks, what are our 2 things that we need to make the tools?
So we're going to need both wood and sticks.
Okay, so let's put the wood in there and sticks in there. All right, so we have our materials. Now we just need to remember the patterns. So let's start with pickaxe. Do we remember the recipe for pickaxe?
Yeah, so we're going to make a T shape here.
Yep, so there's the handle. All we have to do, put in the top part of the axe. We've got it like a T. All right, then what about shovel?
So that's just 3 squares all on top of each other.
Yep,
Straight
the
down.
handle and the 1 for the shovel. And then the third one, it started us off already. We've got the handle and 1 block. What do we have to do to finish it off to make our axe?
So we just need 2 more squares. I'm going to put them in one on top of each other. Yeah, in the right corner there. And look, it spells tip.
So that's a tip on building your tool recipes. So we have our pickaxe, our shovel, and our axe. All right, that looks pretty good. I think the agent should be able to follow that now. So we can go ahead, we can click on that green button when you're ready. Great. Part of the way AIs learn is very similar to how humans learn, through actions and feedback. Thank you for verifying. I can now make tools. Is he going to make some? It looks like it is. Little pickaxe, axe, shovel. Good job, buddy.
All right. Next in the book, Upgrading your equipment. Consider upgrading our wood tools to stone tools. Stone tools are stronger and can break more materials.
Absolutely. I can help you mine and gather stone if you show me which blocks are stone. Now that we have more than just wood to label, I'll need to use multi-class classification. That means sorting things into 3 or more groups. So if you remember, binary means 2. We have wood, not wood. Now we have a third thing, so we can't use binary anymore. We have to use slightly more complicated classification. I think we can teach the agent what stone is. So to mine stone, you got to make sure you have your pickaxe in your hand, and it usually selects it for you. So again, I'm using my scroll wheel to move around my hotbar, but you can always use the number keys, or if you're on a touch screen, you can tap on the thing you want. Once you have your pickaxe, just hold down that left click or that long press or that 2-finger tap. And once we have a piece of stone, we can go back to our agent and let it know, hey buddy, this is what stone is. That was great. Now I know what stone is and how to get it. Would you like me to get more cobblestone for you? I think that sounds great. Remember how we said we wanted AI to do those long, hard tasks for us that were just a lot of bother for us to do? Look how fast these guys go. I love that they have tiny hard hats on.
Little miners.
They are way faster than I am with mining.
Back to the book. Now that you have stone, it's time to upgrade your tools. Use the crafting table to make a new stone version of your pickaxe, shovel, and axe.
Okay. So we can go back to our crafting table. Always right-click on it to open up. We can see all the recipes that we've learned. Now we have stone options. So we are going to start off with our handle. And we remember the recipe for the shovel. We're going to grab one of them. And now we need a few more sticks. So I'm going to grab those. Yep. Okay, now I can make my handle. And I have a shovel. Let's make a pickaxe. There we go. And let's make an axe. There we go. And if you don't remember the recipe, remember you can always click on it in the left window and it'll populate that recipe for you. But I'm going to grab that because I want to remember it so I can teach my agent. And it did it again, Dan.
Yeah, reset them all.
When you take too long, it resets your inventory.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, let's just grab them real quick now.
Yep. Shovel. There we go.
There we go.
Okay. Now I have all. Okay. All right, Betty. You crafted stone tools. It looks like the same recipe, only using a new material. I understand how to craft tools with stone now. Can you verify that this is correct? Would you please verify how to craft stone tools? Yeah. All right, so we have some new blocks we haven't seen before, and we're teaching our agent how to upgrade stuff. So each of our tools has to go into each of these 3 blocks. The axe is already in there, so let's add pickaxe, and we're going to add shovel. And then we have to tell it what we want to upgrade our tools to. And we've got 2 options for the oval. We have wood and we have cobblestone. Wood wouldn't make much sense because you can't upgrade wood to wood. It's just wood. It's the same thing. So we're going to take our cobblestone and we're going to put that into the materials. And remember, we do have that light bulb. So if you're not sure what to do, you can always check the light bulb for help. But this looks pretty good. Looks like we're upgrading all of our tools to stone. What do you think, Dan?
I think we're ready to go.
All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to click on the run button to run this code and tell our agent what to do. And it's going to go and create those stone tools. And it's always got to check its data first. And it's crafting. There it goes. Stone tools for the agent. Ooh, and time passes again. Looks like we're getting close to noon. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting Minecrafty. Are we finished? Are we ready for the night now? Oh, heck no.
I was just checking out the next chapter of the book. Build a shelter. Every Minecraft player needs a shelter to hide from mobs at night. I guess that's next. Let's build a shelter.
Okay, but I still need to learn which blocks to use and how to build one. Will you train me? Okay, so what do we want to make our shelter out of? Our
Oh,
options: wood, cobblestone, grass, lava, and soul sand.
let's go with wood and cobblestone because
Yeah.
soul sand and lava would be incredibly uncomfortable to stay
Yep.
in.
And we already talked at the beginning why grass house is a bad idea. That does
Mhm.
not stand up to creepers very well.
No, but it was very luxurious compared to my first shelter, which was literally a hole in the ground with some grass as a cover.
Hey, whatever works to get you through the first night. But when you have help, you can have something a little bit nicer than a hole in the
Hmm.
ground. Okay, so we have our wood, our cobblestone. We could always check the hint if we needed it. But we can go ahead and we can tell our agent, this is what you're going to use to build our shelter. And yes, we would like you to build a shelter, please, buddy. So it's thinking, it's coming up with a plan, and it's really fast. That is way faster than I can build a shelter.
Some problems here.
Yeah. Ta-da! I finished. Enjoy your shelter. Would you verify that the shelter I built is correct?
It's a great looking shelter, but there's one problem. How do we get inside?
Inside. Yes, that makes sense. A proper shelter needs a way for players to enter and leave, correct?
Hmm.
Thanks for checking. Without your verification, I would have incorrectly learned that shelters are complete without doors. So again, we always need to check. AI doesn't always get it right on the first try. So it's rethinking. We've told it we need a door to get in. So it's going to undo the shelter and then redo it. Sometimes I wish there was an undo button in Minecraft.
That'd be really helpful.
Okay, that looks better.
The book says always put a door on your shelter. It makes it easy to get in and keeps the mobs out. I think
Good plan. Okay, so we're going back to our crafting table. And we're going to make a door. So we need wood for our door. And we can always click the button if you need it. But to make a door, you need a row of 3 or a column of 3 and a column of 3. So it has to be 3 by 2. Can't be 6 blocks this way. It's not going to work. It's got to be this way. And that is going to give us our door. And again, remember you can click this button if you need to. So this is a door, buddy. Yes, doors. Doors sound awesome. Can you train me how to make doors? Okay. All right. Back to our training module. We should be seeing some patterns now. But, okay, we've got wood, cobblestone, and grass. Oh, can you imagine a cobblestone door?
Sort of. Better than a grass door.
Maybe if you're a dwarf, you can handle a cobblestone door. You're used to mining all day, but we're going to stick with wood.
Yeah.
Okay. And do we remember the pattern for the door?
It's 2 columns of 3.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it could be this one over here, but not at the same time. So it's got to be 2 by 3 anywhere in the crafting table, as long as it looks like that and it's not sideways. Okay. So this is a door, buddy. Would you like me to make doors and place them on the shelter? I think so.
Okay. Right. That's a shelter.
Okay. Make those doors. Make our house safe. That's better. Oh, time passes again. What's wrong? You look worried.
I'm fine. It's just getting harder to read the book with the sun setting. I think we need some light.
You need light to read. Can we make light?
Well, we can make a torch. That provides light. And a torch is also good for keeping mobs away. I think we should make a torch. Let's see what we need. Sticks and coal.
Coal. That's a new material to classify. Can you tell me more about coal?
I can tell you what I know. Coal is an ore. That means you mine for it. digging into stone to find ore deposits. Coal is flammable, so it burns. That's why it's a good material for torches.
You actually know quite a bit about coal. I'm impressed. I can create a new group for ores that contains coal. To do this, I use models and what I learned in the past to recognize new objects. But first, would you please train me to recognize coal as an ore? Okay, we got mine. Let's get our pickaxe, make sure that's in our hand, and we'll go find one of these coal blocks, and we're going to collect some coal for our buddy. Okay, this is what coal is, Agent. Oh, that's what coal is. Help me classify it. Okay, so we have our training module again, and now we don't have classify as wood, we have classify something as ore. And we've got our options down the side, and we've only got one ore, so we're going to grab our coal ore, and we're going to move that in there. So now we're telling our agent, when you see coal ore, that's an ore. It's this block with the little black speckles in it. Okay. That's what coal is, buddy. Got it. Thanks for helping me update my model. Now, would you like me to mine more coal? Yes, please. It's getting dark. We're going to need a lot of light. Deploy the tiny miners. The miners? There they go. And they're so fast. Ooh, I see a different ore. If you recognize patterns, I think you can tell what's coming. I can analyze the area around me and make a plan to mine coal.
The book says, torches help keep the mobs away. I think we should make more torches, don't you?
Definitely. Show me how to craft torches and I will learn to make them for you. Okay, crafting table away. All right, torches are easy. You just take a stick, you take some coal, and you get a torch. Got that? Watching you, I know how to make torches. Please help me verify this. Always got to verify. Very important step. Okay, so kind of like what we have done before with our tools. Now, we have our materials. So we have coal. We have sticks. We don't want lava. That would be a really messy torch. So we got coal. We got sticks. And what is the pattern in our crafting grid?
It is one on top of the other. Squares one on top of each other there. Yep.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Remember the light bulbs there if you forget. But that's looking pretty good. Would you like me to craft a lot of torches for you? Would I? Please do. It's getting dark. I don't want creepers blowing up our house. And okay. You need some help? Let's go place a torch. This is what you do, buddy. See? So I was thinking, well, what you might call thinking. I'm an adaptive AI. That means I can learn and improve when there are changes to the data, and I can do this on my own without any help. Furthermore, I'm a proactive AI. That means I can predict your needs and perform tasks to help you. I was proactive in predicting that you would need help to light the shelter. I adapted to this new task, and I have a plan to light this shelter by placing torches. I knew you'd be happy about this. Can you verify that I know where to correctly place the torches? Would you like me to place the torches to light up the shelter? Yep. So that's where you do it. That's how it works. Tiny robots away. That's pretty bright. Looks good. Uh-oh. We are getting close to nightfall.
You know, that was a real pro move with the torches. I wish we could take a break, but the sun is getting low, and the book says we should make a bed to make getting through the night easier.
A bed? A bed sounds great. Is it hard to make one?
It's not hard, but we will need to gather lots of materials that we don't have yet. We need wool, and the book says to get wool, you need...
Okay, so we need some shears so we can mine some iron. Mine iron. Mining means gathering an old ore block. That must mean that iron's an unknown block. Oh, does that mean that this is part of the ore group? Is iron an ore? Can you mine me a sample? I think we can handle that. Let's get some iron for our agent. There it is. This is fun. I do need you to verify that iron's a new type of ore. Will you train me? I think we can do that at this point. So it remembers the coal ore, and we're going to add the iron ore. So we're going to grab the iron ore, and we're going to move it in there. And once it's in there, we can click on that run button, and the agent is going to get us more iron. Going to send out the tiny miners again. There they go. Oh, that's so much iron. I wish I found iron veins like that.
Yeah.
I always only get one piece or two.
This is awesome. You did a real great job, and we have plenty of iron ore now. Next, we have to smelt the iron ore into ingots that we can use to craft our shears.
Thank you. I can't wait to smelt ore. I will smelt ore like no other has smelted ore before. Just one thing. What is smelting?
So smelting is how you get iron out of the ore. You need to heat up the ore until it melts, creating iron ingots that we can use to craft tools. To smelt, we need to create a furnace.
A furnace. I believe I could craft a furnace. I can craft many furnaces. You may have noticed that I am a multi-agent system, and the smaller agentic agents that help me are part of the system. We're all AIs that interact with each other. Before I can start making all the furnaces, I need to know how to craft one. Can you teach me how to make a furnace? Yeah, furnaces are easy. This is one of the fun recipes. So we need our cobblestone, and we're basically going to draw a circle or a donut around the outside of our crafting grid. And that is going to give us a furnace. Now remember, you can always click the button if you need to as well. So furnace. Good. By watching, I learned how to make a furnace. Please, can you verify? Yep. Okay. So materials. Making a furnace out of wood would be a bad idea. So we're going to use our cobblestone. And Dan, do you remember the recipe?
Yeah, we're going to do a donut.
Okay, donut. Not the middle one. Okay, looks good. All right, that is a furnace, buddy. Would you like me to make more furnaces for you? We have a lot of ore. More furnaces would be a really good idea. And yay. That's a lot of furnaces.
The book says, place the raw iron into the top slot and your coal in the bottom slot to smelt the raw iron into ingots. Don't forget to take your iron ingot out once it's finished. Okay, let's try that.
Okay, so let's go do that. We're going to go to a furnace. We're going to right click on it or tap on it if you're on a tappy pad. And we're going to put our iron in the top, and we need fuel at the bottom. That's our coal. Okay, and then we have to wait. Patience is part of it. It is smelting this ore. And there we go. We have iron and experience points. Okay. We've got about 5 minutes left. If you do need to go, that is okay. The recording will be available to you at the same link that you used to join us. You can always come back for the finishing off after. And there's only a couple things that we have time left to do. So we are just going to do one more thing or maybe two. And the agent says, that was easy. Now, if my mental model is correct, we need to place our raw iron into the furnaces so they can all be smelted down into iron ingots. I also recall that coal is flammable and would be an excellent fuel source for heating the furnaces. I bet you're glad that I'm an adaptive AI that can learn on my own how systems like crafting work, huh? Would you like me to smelt the rest of the iron ore?
Yes.
Okay, and off they go.
Okay, next, the book says the best way to get wool is to shear sheep with shears. That's not easy to say, but with this iron, it should be easy to do. Time to make some shears.
What are shears? Are they a new tool? So shears are part of the tool classification. That's great. Can you please train me on how to craft shears? Okay, so we go to our crafting table. It's another easy one. It's 2 iron on a diagonal, and that is going to give you shears. Did you get that? I learned how to craft shears by watching you. Please, can you verify? I think we can. Okay, we should be fast at this by now because this is a pattern that we are used to. We're going to use the iron for the shears and then 2 blocks on a diagonal. Could be anywhere as long as it's 2 blocks on a diagonal. That's going to give us our shears. Yay, Agent has some shears. I've crafted shears. I have a new tool in my collection. Now I just need to figure out what to do with them.
Great work making those shears. They'll let us shear the wool off a sheep without harming it. Now to find a sheep.
I see one. So I'm going to go over with the shears in my hand and I'm going to right click. It's very important, not left click. Left click, you'll hit the sheep and it won't like it. Ooh, by using my proactive abilities, I've predicted that to collect a large amount of wool, you will need to shear a lot of sheep. Is that true? Can you please verify that the wool comes from shearing sheep? Would you like me to collect wool for you? The other agentic AI agents in my multi-agent system can get this done quickly. Yes, we better get it done quickly because we have 3 minutes left, Dan. I think that's just enough time to build one last thing. Lots of shorn sheep there. Shearing a sheep was fun. Preparing for the night has been a blast. Why do you look like you're not having fun?
It's late. The moms will be out soon. We need to take all the materials we've collected and make a bed while we still have time.
Right, the bed. What's a bed and why do we need one to get through the night?
We need a bed to sleep on. If we go to sleep in our bed, we will wake up in the...
Okay, I see. A player sleeps in a bed at night, so it will become day. I see how this would be useful for the first night. Can you teach me how to craft a bed so that I can craft one for myself? Yep, and this is going to be our last build, everyone. So for this one, because I know we are short on time, I am going to click on the bed, wool on top like a blanket, planks on top bottom as a bed frame, and we have our bed. This is a bed, buddy. I crafted my own bed by watching you. Please, can you verify? Okay, so we have our wool on top. We have our wood on the bottom. Blanket on the top. Bed frame on the bottom. Oops, not 7, 6. And there, we've got a bed. And we're going to put our bed inside the shelter as the last thing that we do before we wrap up. And our agent knows what to do. It is going to go ahead and it is going to build some beds for its mini agents, but I know that we are about at the end of our time. So while it is doing that, if you are not quite at this point, you know everything you need to know to be able to catch up. When you finish, you will be able to collect your certificate for completing the hour of AI. And we're going to skip over that one because we have a message for all of the teachers that we have a training coming up on January 22nd just for you. And we're going to be covering everything that you need to know and any questions that you have about Minecraft education. So that is going to be your special session on the 22nd. And on that note, we want to say thank you so much, everyone, for following along with us for the Hour of AI the first night. Teachers, if you would like to leave feedback for Logix to let us know what other kinds of training you might like or what else you might like to do with your students, you can go to bit.ly/logixfeedback and let us know. Otherwise, we're going to say thank you so much, everyone, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
Cheerio.